In the shadow of Nepal's magnificent Annapurna range, where the majesty of the Himalayas reaches its zenith, lies a realm of adventure and peril. The Annapurna region has long lured trekkers and climbers from around the globe, beckoning with its rugged beauty and the promise of summiting towering peaks. Having a long history of mountaineering, 2017 etched a harrowing tale of resilience and tragedy as intrepid climbers faced off against the formidable forces of the Annapurna. Officials from Nepal said that Uli Steck, known as the Swiss machine for his quick ascents of some of the world's most intimidating peaks, died in an accident. According to Dinesh Bhattarai, the Director General of the Nepal Department of Tourism, Mr. Steck, 40, was attempting to ascend the 25,791-foot Himalayan peak of Nuptse at the time of his death in preparation for an ambitious climb of Everest. The Annapurna region in Nepal is a popular destination for trekkers and climbers, but it can also be a challenging and dangerous place due to its rugged terrain and unpredictable weather conditions. In 2017, several accidents and incidents involving climbers and trekkers occurred in the Annapurna area, but one of the most notable incidents occurred on Mount Annapurna first. Uli Steck was no ordinary climber. His audacious ascents and blistering speed in high-altitude environments earned him legendary status. He was also celebrated for his solo climbs and incredible feats, which included shattering records on Eiger's north face and ascending the daunting south face of Annapurna in a remarkable 28 hours. Steck's extraordinary skills and unwavering determination inspired climbers worldwide to reach for new heights. Uli Steck set his sights on yet another monumental challenge, climbing the 8,091-meter Annapurna first, one of the world's deadliest peaks. Accompanied by his close friend and fellow mountaineer David Gottler, Steck embarked on this audacious journey with a fierce determination to conquer the mountain in his own quintessential style, swift, lightweight, and without supplemental oxygen. In October 2017, a group of climbers attempted to summit Mount Annapurna first, the 10th highest mountain in the world. However, they were caught in a severe snowstorm, which is not uncommon in the region during the autumn climbing season. The storm trapped climbers at high altitudes, making it difficult for them to descend safely. Several climbers were reported missing, and search and rescue efforts were initiated. Tragically, the storm resulted in the deaths of several climbers, and it was one of the deadliest incidents in the Annapurna region in recent years. The extreme conditions and the challenging terrain of the mountain make it a high-risk endeavor, even for experienced climbers. A message on Mr. Steck's website said that the exact circumstances of his death were unknown and that his family was infinitely sad. This was the first recorded death of the Everest climbing season, Mr. Bhattarai said. On April 30th, 2017, tragedy struck. While acclimatizing and preparing for their summit push, Steck and Gottler found themselves on a precarious section of the mountain. Steck slipped and fell, plunging hundreds of meters to his death. The mountaineering world was stunned, as it had lost one of its brightest stars. The circumstances surrounding the accident remain a subject of debate and speculation. But one thing is certain: Uli Steck's passing was a colossal loss to the climbing community. His charisma, humility, and pioneering spirit had left an indelible mark on the sport. Mr. Steck said in a video published on YouTube earlier in April that after scaling Nuptse, he would like to follow part of a route up Everest, pioneered by the American mountaineers Tom Hornbein and Willie Unsold in 1963, which had yet to be successfully repeated. He was then planning to traverse the peaks, from Everest, the world's highest mountain, to Lhotse, its fourth highest. That transfer had been completed only once before. A veteran climber of Mount Annapurna in western Nepal, the world's 10th highest mountain, and several other 8,000-meter peaks, Steck had won several awards for his mountaineering feats. In 2013, Steck and two other climbers from Europe got into a fight with Sherpa guides over fixing ropes. The argument drove the climbers down the peak and made headlines throughout the world. Steck and a German climber found the bodies of two renowned American climbers, Alex Lowe and David Bridges, who perished in an avalanche in 1999 while attempting to climb Shishapangma, the world's 14th highest peak, just a year before the tragedy. More than hundreds of climbers gather at the Mount Everest base camp during the March to May climbing season as they prepare to climb the massive 8,850-meter Everest summit. After nearly dying in a fall there in 2007, he accomplished the first solo ascent of the Annapurna South Face in Nepal in 2013. The next year, he was awarded the PLA d'Or for it, which is regarded as the Oscar of mountaineering. Steck made the decision to ascend all 82 of the Alps' 4,000-meter peaks in 2015, exclusively moving between the slopes on foot, by bicycle, and by paraglider. He finished the task in 62 days, further solidifying his status as the Swiss machine. Steck once claimed that he saw himself as an outsider to the climbing community because he valued athletic successes over exploration. Steck reflected on the fleeting nature of mountaineering success and the inevitable decline that comes with aging in a blog post on his website. "The Earth continues to turn while records are being broken," he wrote. "You will eventually need to modify your tasks to reflect your advancing age because you are getting older." A practitioner of the fast and light technique, in which climbers minimize the amount of gear and support they take on, Mr. Steck began his professional climbing career at age 18. Relying on a streamlined approach and his own remarkable endurance, he set several alpine records, including the fastest ascents of the north face of the Matterhorn, the Eiger, and the Grand Gerace. Steck experienced a setback on his most recent expedition to Mount Everest in 2013, when he got into a physical conflict with some local guides. On his return this year, he planned to ascend Everest and Lhotse quickly, stopping for the night at an altitude of at least 8,000 meters, known as the death zone, because the dangerously thin air there causes the human body to function at only 20% of its normal rate. Just a month earlier, when asked about the planned trek, Steck told the Swiss newspaper Tagesanzeiger, "When I'm on Everest, I may stop at any point. Therefore, there is very little risk. It's mainly a physical project for me. Either I make it through, or I lack the energy to complete the entire traversal." When asked about the definition of success, Steck responded to the newspaper, "Of course I want to climb Everest and Lhotse, but that's a really lofty objective. To fail for me would be to pass away and not return home." 4 years earlier, on Steck's previous attempt on Everest, he and professional climbers Simon Morrow and Jonathan Griffin got into a fight with Sherpas at Camp 2. Steck described the fight in a Q&A with Outside magazine as a near-death experience. He said that he and his other climbers weren't planning to utilize the rope lines that the Sherpas were preparing on the mountain. They desired to ascend to Camp 3 and spend the night there in tents. Uli Steck's accident on Annapurna serves as a stark reminder of the unforgiving nature of high-altitude mountaineering. Even the most experienced climbers can find themselves at the mercy of the elements and the inherent risks of the mountains. Yet Steck's legacy endures. His spirit lives on in the hearts of mountaineers who continue to be inspired by his audacity and passion. The climbing world now commemorates the anniversary of his passing with Uli Steck Day, an occasion to remember his achievements and reflect on the lessons learned from his life and tragic end. It's essential to note that climbing in the Himalayas, including the Annapurna region, can be extremely hazardous due to factors like avalanches, crevasses, altitude sickness, and rapidly changing weather conditions. Climbers are advised to be well prepared, physically fit, and to have the necessary experience and equipment to tackle these challenging peaks safely. Additionally, it's crucial to stay updated on local weather forecasts and make decisions prioritizing safety over summiting in such treacherous environments. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments section below. If you liked today's video, then make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. See you again soon in another video.